Sure. Bye.
Bye. It's recording.
Well, now it's recording.
All right, now go back there.
I should have done it before.
All right, I'll give you another chance in a few minutes. It wasn't your fault. Okay, let's start all over. We're at Cape May. This is Father's Day, 1992. All right. We all had a delicious dinner. All had a nice time. What'd you eat, Mom?
We had fried ribs of beef, some baked potato and vegetable beef.
And I had flounder with a baked potato and corn.
Steak.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Jello for dessert.
So 1 second.
Is it recording?
Yes.
Well, we're talking to ourselves.
I'm still recording. All right, Paul, what did you have?
I had
Tell Father what you had.
Yeah. All right, Paul, what did you have?
He just told you.
Again.
honey glazed chicken, french fries, Coke, coleslaw, and Coke.
Very good.
Was
Now,
it
1
good?
second.
Yes.
It was good. You enjoyed it? You enjoyed it.
Okay.
Did you get that part?
I got that part. Okay. Well, let's show the restaurant that we ate in. Wait just a second.
It's June 29th. What was it?
Today's
June,
June,
June 19th.
June
June
no,
20th.
June 20th.
June
No,
20th.
it's 21st.
June 21st, Father's Day.
June 21st, 1991.
Yeah, this is
1992.
beautiful Cape May,
First day of summer.
New Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
The first day of summer.
Yesterday
June
was the
20.
first.
There's the old man.
Last night.
Last night was 11 o'clock.
There's some of those beautiful gingerbread houses over there.
Take pictures of the hotel. Take pictures of the motel.
That's the power on it.
I mean, do they match with the shirt?
How come you guys?
Because I'm the owner. There's the ocean here in Cape May.
Can I go in the ocean? How about I walk over there and take pictures of me?
Go ahead.
I can walk there?
Yeah, but don't get your feet full of sand. Battery.
The battery is there.
It says battery is, I guess, weakening. Hell, it's only been on a few minutes, though. How could the battery be weakening?
He's just going to take a walk, though. How do you get
Paul,
down?
turn around.
How do you get down? You just jump down. He's still a
I don't
kid.
understand why this water... I don't understand why the battery is getting weaker. Michael! Look at us. Stop for a second.
He's taking pictures.
Michael, I'm trying to take a...
Michael, turn around. Turn around.
Please doesn't want to take pictures. How you doing? get the umbrella and put it over my head. Get the umbrella from Aunt Lisa. Keep it over the camera.
What's that?
Over the camera.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing?
No, be quiet.
I'm gonna do my head, right?
Okay.
Count to three up, Jeffrey.
1, 2, 3. Wow.
Now, I'm gonna say high under the water. Okay? Facing down.
It's facing down.
1, 2, I'm around here. What? I don't need you.
Wow. Let me get Melissa here too. Melissa. Say hello, Melissa. Why don't you hold on to the tube, Melissa? Swim over to the tube. She's standing. You see Lisa? She's standing in the water.
I can't see you.
Stephanie, turn around. Stephanie, Emily, I mean. Let's get Emily. Go in the water, Emily.
No, you want the tube?
A day in the pool. The Boshneks go swimming.
This is the first day of Melissa standing by herself and no one in the pool.
Oh, well, let me see your feet touch the bottom. Oh, wow. Okay, no jumping, though.
How old is she?
3 years younger.
Hey, you're 73 and she's... Hello! Come here, come here.
71.
Go back, come here. Come here. Hurry, come here.
Future Olympic swimmer. No, come on, don't push her. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Stephanie, walk away from her. You can walk. Melissa, you can walk in the pool. You don't even have to hold on. You can put your feet on the bottom and walk. She's tall enough. Hold on to the tube, Melissa. Atta girl.
Go get to the tube. Go walk up. Melissa, go walk to me. Walk to me by yourself.
See, she's walking without. There she goes. Now dunk your head. Hold your nose and dunk your head. No, go under the water. Just go boom, like sit down in the water. And then pick yourself right up.
Okay? Ready? No, not like that.
Now don't push it. Don't push it down. Let it do.
Go get it. Now! Are you too afraid? No. Then do it.
You like getting on the camera, huh? You like getting on the camera, huh?
I Are you gonna come in? No.
Let's get Grandma and Grandpa over here.
Then go over to the
Getting ready for your trip to Atlantic City?
Yep, we are.
Look it.
We're having a very good time here with all my grandchildren. Why don't you say something?
I said hi, hi. Everything is fine. I had my son in together today.
Yes! Yes!
Atlantic City. For
Yes.
2 days.
Don't lose all your money. Oh, let's
Love him. Now, Aunt Lisa?
Aunt Lisa gets her turn. Let's get a close up of Aunt Lisa. Aunt Lisa, what would you like to say?
I can't stand it no more. Good luck, Michael. We love you. It's like a
Very
robot.
good.
You're like a robot on it.
Now, Mommy, what do you got to say?
Hi.
All
Glad
right.
everybody came to the graduation. Only for good things we should celebrate.
That's right. And Grandpa?
Michael, I'm very, very proud of you. You're a good boy, and you're a man now. You're out of high school. Now you're on your way to college. And I wish you lots of luck.
Okay. And that's it for graduation day. Oh, there's my bar mitzvah picture. And a close-up shot of my bar mitzvah picture. Burn out, watch it.
It doesn't look like anything big.
All right, Paul, you're on. Paul, how does it feel going to Israel? Come on, you can talk a little more than that.
Good.
Good? That's all you got to say? Having a good time on your LL jet? All right. You've been flying how long? An hour? About 2 hours almost. Just had dinner. What did you have for dinner?
Chicken and rice.
Very good. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to stand up? Get a better view of your seat?
Yeah.
There you go. How about looking at us? Go sit there, huh? There's Mommy down there waiting for the ladies' room. See the line? Let's see if we get a close-up of her. Where is she? There she is. Little does she know that she's on. Waiting to get to Eretz Israel. Ladies' room is the same whether you're 40,000 feet up or on the Staten Island Mall. This is a picture of our plane.
Can I do it now?
No.
I'll do it in a few minutes.
You ready? You're on. You're on. You having a good time? How do you like your LL flight to Israel? Yeah?
Enjoy your trip so far, brother?
Okay, enjoy yourself. Again, trip to Israel. Her now sitting in a chair. Finally got the relaxation she needed. So Fern, how is it so far?
You can step on the next one.
I can't hear. I can't hear. Okay, now we're going to speak to the bar mitzvah boy himself. Paul?
Yeah.
Say hello to everybody. How about looking at me while you talk to me for a minute, huh? Is it so terrible to talk to me?
Excuse me?
Can you talk to me for a little bit?
Yes.
You're an international traveler now. All right. You having a good time? Okay. Very good. That's where I sit, incidentally.
This is my seat.
This is your seat, my seat, mommy's seat.
This is my seat. Mommy's seat. She's not sitting there. And it's your seat.
Okay. That's plane. Goes all the way back on both sides. The big 747. That is a spectacular view over the Atlantic. It was nighttime. It is now 1 o'clock in the morning, New York time. The sun has now come out again over the Atlantic, and we're seeing a second sunrise within a few hours. It was pitch black just an hour ago. Look at the clouds down there. We're up around 40,000 feet. Just gorgeous. Ocean down there. Looking down on clouds. It's the horizon. Somewhere out there is the Mediterranean. Paul, how does it feel at 1 o'clock in the morning? Not so close. Did you get it?
I feel tired.
You just had your second dinner?
I had my second dinner.
Tell us, what did you have?
First I had chicken, then I had beef a few minutes ago.
Yeah?
And it is 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up.
You arriving in Israel soon?
No.
Okay, we've just landed in Israel, and we are now on our way to Jerusalem. We just left Tel Aviv, and this is the road to Jerusalem. Doesn't look like much, but I didn't want you guys to miss out on too much. Paul, you want to tell everybody hello? Say hello. There's Paul sitting up here in front of us. Turn around and look at us. There we go. Karen, you want to say something? Hello. Marvelous. Feels wonderful to be in Israel. And we had a marvelous flight, tiring. Almost 11 hours, 10 and a half hours. And we stayed up all night long. It is now about 2:30 in Israel. It means it's about 7:30 in the morning by you guys. Okay. We'll show you more later. Well, one time. It's on now, right? Does it say REC? Yeah. Okay, here we are. Beautiful King David Hotel, which we found at right across the street from YMCA's.
Uncle David and Aunt Lisa stayed.
It's very historical.
They're exhausted and they want to go to sleep. They just kind of take pictures of the hotel.
Aiming at your mom, Paul. You're not aiming at your mom. Alright, you get to turn around slowly, pan down the street. This is some kind of main boulevard here. Israeli Parliament building in the distance. I don't know what she's doing for. I take a picture of the Y. It's such a beautiful restaurant up there where we just got out, we just ate. A little restaurant over there. There's the Y. Where is it? Okay. Now, alright, now press the record button again. Press the record button again. I like it. Alright.
That's what it did. It went down. You said down. It goes down.
But you're on record right now. Look at it right through there.
Hey, Jeff, you having a good
We're having
time?
a wonderful time here.
Could you believe you're here?
What's that?
Could you believe it you're here? Do you feel like you're dreaming?
No, I don't.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
But, Paul, I want you to come here. Paul, do it. He's going to make his own blind thing. He's always thinking around. All right.
He's wearing my sunglasses.
We landed in Tel Aviv, and we came to Jerusalem now. We just had delicious dinner and an outdoor cafe, and it's very, very nice here.
Let me take pictures of the King David.
The old city.
Okay, let me take pictures of the hotel that David and Vicky stayed at.
Go slowly. If you turn fast, nobody's going to see anything.
I'm going backwards.
You can make it go forwards and backwards
Like
this
that.
way, just by pressing this in. Look in the hole. Look in the thing, or the other way, and it goes bigger or smaller, whichever way you want. King David Hotel, very famous. The Israeli underground blew it up before the War of Independence, kicked the English out.
Okay, let me take more
Absolutely
pictures.
beautiful historic is.
Okay, what else?
And that's it. We'll take pictures of other things too. Let me take
Wait,
No.
wait, I like doing this.
I like to have pictures I can.
It's very blurry. Now, if I press this thing down here,
No, it'll. If you hold it for a second, it'll unblur because it focuses on its own.
okay. You want to take pictures of the cars?
What do you want to take pictures of the cars?
I don't know.
Like we never saw a car. We come from some third world country.
Okay, what is that, the YMCA across the street here?
Chrysler New York that just went by.
Yes,
American car.
this is the YMCA over here, right?
Beautiful YMCA. Beautiful restaurant they have here. I was very surprised. Okay, come on, let's...
Okay, we'll do more tomorrow.
Gonna hit the record button again.
Down?
Just down once. Now we come to the Hotel Moriah. The hotel which is where we're staying in our time in Israel. Looks beautiful. It's a very nice hotel. This is the street we're staying on. Oh, and that girl over there, who can that girl be? Wait a minute, let me zoom in on her. Who can she be? Oh, wait a minute, could it be? Right. It looks just like a girl I know from Canarsie. Yeah, it talks like her. Alright, we'll go back to the Hotel Moriah. And this is the street that we're staying on. Now what it's called yet, I'll let you know when I figure it out. But it's a pretty main street here. We're supposed to be, which I haven't seen yet, but we're supposed to be just about 5 minutes from the old cities of Jerusalem. It is beautiful here. But I'll tell you, the drivers here are wild. Manhattan drivers, they put them to shame over here.
What do you think the drivers?
Worst drivers I've ever seen.
Why didn't you drop this?
We'll show you some more.
that, Chef. Put sauce in it.
Tomorrow.
Wedding, sauce in it. We didn't sleep on the plane.
Yeah, here on the Mount of Olives, overlooking Jerusalem. The big dome over there is called the Dome of the Rock, the Golden Dome. There's the old city. You can see the walls to the old city. All this that you're seeing was in Jordanian hands in 1967. The buildings with the red tops, the border with Israel, pre-1967. This is the top. The mountain that we're on is called Mount Scopus. It's right next to the university here. Dome of the Rock. And underneath the Dome of the Rock is one of the holiest places in Judaism. It's the place where said that the earth was created. And that's a Muslim mosque on top of it. Also one of the most holy places in all of Islam. Let's get a close-up of that.
If they wanted to come here, they'll put it right down to the street. And this was theirs? This spot was theirs?
No.
Or this was always theirs?
That's one of the reasons Israel refused to give the Mount Scopus. I mean, we wouldn't have given enough. It's the Rockefeller University. Tall building over there. The Rockefeller Library. All Arab. Pre-1967. Here we come into Israeli. Buildings over there with the red top. That's what I was talking about. That was Israel. That was the end of Israel. And right here is the Arab lands.
Very different clothes, 5 shekels.
This is Israel. All really inspiring to see this. Just beautiful. As a rule of thumb, you're taught in the military that the defender has an advantage by a factor of 3. It is because he is in the defensive position, you multiply whatever number of soldiers at times I think there's a tendency for Israelis at least to think that the Arab army is not serious. Firstly, the fighting here was against the Arab Legion, the regular army of Jordan, which among the Arab armies is the best there. It was set up and trained by the British. In fact, during the War of Independence, Israel's War of Independence, the Arab Legion was still commanded by British officers. That's been finished. And this, first of all, gives you an idea of how close the Jordanian area was to Israel. The other thing which I find ironic is that the hill on which the palace was being built is an archaeological site, which is identified, it's called Tel El Ful, it's identified as the site of Givat Shaul. Knowingly or not, in 1967, King Hussein of Jordan decided to have a palace built for him over the site which was the capital of the first king of Israel. Givat Shaul, which is identified as that hill, Givat Shaul was the capital of Shaul, the first king of Israel, and that is the spot where money in your pocket, in which case you're privileged to spend the night down here with the camels. But this inn was built around a structure which is traditionally identified as the tomb of David. The problem with that is that it is now clear that this hill, which is called Har Zion, Mount Zion, that this hill is not the original, the biblical Mount Zion. In the strict sense in the Bible, Mount Zion, and Mount Zion are synonyms for David's Jerusalem. It's clear that David's Jerusalem is located further to the east and north. This hill was outside of Jerusalem at the time of David. And since Malachim Aleph
tells us that David was very esteemed. His name is David. It follows that
This is the tomb of David. These people are praying in front of. This is a large stone that's in front of the burial chamber. That's supposed to have been where the remains of King David are found. Upstairs is also the site of the Last Supper, where Jesus is supposed to have had the Last Supper, which was a Pesach celebration. And this is also a very holy site for the Muslim people because they revere David as a very big prophet in their religion.
Naturally came through this gate. And on the inside, you'll see as we walk in, there's a white plaque informing anybody who reads Hebrew that the gate was in fact captured by units of the Palmach, the elite units of the Haganah, and reinforcements were able to come in. Unfortunately,
And for the olives. What we are looking at now is an original street of ancient Jerusalem. See the old stones over here, are original stones from thousands of years ago. This is an old street in the original quarter of Jerusalem that's being fixed over. Above us are apartment buildings, and the street below is being preserved. This is the broad wall. These are the remains, and this modern buildings built above it. You'll find this is very frequent throughout Israel.
but if you're talking about the...
This is a recreation temple. Everything is supposed to look like when it's rebuilt. Paul, stop that. That's not nice. Paul, you might want to take a picture of this.
Anyway. Oh, exactly. But what's...
underground heating system, and I'll have it on the paper. If it's acceptable to the Beit HaMikdash, okay, it's all ready. Now here's the kior. This is the 6 Kohanim, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on the other side. We gave it modern faucets. Maybe they had spouts in those days. This is a modern faucet. This has to be from top. This is for the Kohen to wash his, sanctify. The Kadesh Yadayim V'Raglayim is after he had gone to the bathtub and after he had gone to the mikveh. This is a special mitzvah only for the Kohen, the Kadesh Yadayim V'Raglayim. No, the Kohanim. Yeah. Because when you... I know. Duchen in the Levium, but here not. The Levium played music in the Beit HaMikdash. Here we have the, I told you, Paraduma. Here we have a model of the second Beit HaMikdash, and that was built. You know, if you look on a map, in any translation, it'll always be called the Temple Mount. It'll never be called the Mosque Mount, right? No matter who's printing the map, it's always the Temple Mount. Okay, come into the eastern door here. This is called the Ezrat Nashim. This is where Simchat Beit HaShoevar was. Here are 15 stairs where the Levium would stand and play the music. Then you go inside Shar Nicanor, and there was a place here called Ezrat Yisrael, which had enough room for about 1,000 Bnei Israel, to come and stand there. And they would be there because they would be doing korbanot. They would be bringing korbanot. Then there's the Mizbeach. Then there are steps leading up to the Beit HaMikdash. Here, the Mizbeach is pretty small. It's here. Can't see it. Here. The Beit HaMikdash. This building over here was 20 floors high. That was probably the tallest building in the world when the Beit HaMikdash was standing. And the Beit HaMikdash was divided into 3 rooms. The first room was called the Ulam, with like an entrance hall. The second was called the Kodesh, in which stood 3 golden objects. the menorah.
Well enough to guess that one of the members of the Petros family was the guy who was paying the mortgage. With an even greater degree of certainty, I can tell you the day on which this house was destroyed, virtual certainty, the 8th day of the Hebrew month of Elul of the year 70. The reason I know that is this. The evidence in the excavations clearly indicates the fact that this building was destroyed at the end of the Great Revolt. Revolt which on Tisha B'Av of 70 led to the second destruction of Yerushalayim. Josephus, the ancient historian, wrote that it took the Romans 1 month from Tisha B'Av until the 8th day of Elul to advance from the Temple Mount to this part of Yerushalayim, which was then called the Upper City. When they reached the Upper City, they set everything on fire. Since the evidence indicates destruction at the end of the Second Temple period, at the end of the Great Revolt, it is a virtual certainty that this house was destroyed on the 8th day of Elul of the year 70. The most impressive find, which I mentioned when we were standing at the broad wall, I told you for archaeologists that's important stuff. You'll see
The burnt house.
So, the chief rabbinate of Yerushalayim then had a mashgiach but it's entirely covering approximately 30,000 square feet. It was excavated in the mid-1970s. After the excavations, the remains were covered up to protect them, and then the buildings were built above. The pillars which support the buildings of Yeshivat HaKotel were positioned not only by the architect, but also by the archaeologist. The architect submitted his plans to the archaeologist. If the archaeologist didn't like the placement of any of the pillars, he asked the architect to move it elsewhere, and the architect agreed. This, as I mentioned when we were along the corridor, this is without doubt the largest scale example of the general problem which was faced in the rebuilding of Yerushalayim, how to strike the balance between preserving the archaeological remains and rebuilding Yerushalayim. Again, I think the way that it was done...
Everybody, guess where we are? Paul, turn around. Paul, look at us. Guess where we are? And guess what that is behind us? It's the Western Wall. This is what we have been waiting for. This is the heart of all Judaism. This is where Paul will make his garments for tomorrow. There it is. The last wall of the old temple. It remains standing. This is what we're doing.
He wants you over there.
Just a minute. Okay, put the notes in the wall. Where'd you put them? All right, everybody, that's where we put your notes. Here at the Western Wall, Yerushalayim. It is enormous, breathtaking sight to see. And then praying all day. The women's side on the other side. This is the wall of the temple. You can go over and touch the stone. There is a close-up of your notes. There's a picture of Fern on the ladies' side of the temple. So Fern, how does it feel? Finally made it here, huh? Fern in Israel. Imagine that, Fern and Jeff in Israel, huh? There's the ladies' side of the wall. Women come. Just a minute, Fern, Paul. You want to take some? This is the Wailing Wall inside a cave, inside a structure. This is where the real heavy praying goes on. Let's see what this is. This is the excavation. Look how deep it goes down. Holy mackerel. This is the heart of Jerusalem. Inside, see all the religious men praying. Area, books, scrolls, and things. Just fascinating. My son praying. I want to get one more shot today of this. That's something I'm going to see every day. At the swimming pool on the roof of the Hotel Moriah. There, as you see, Paul had to go for a dip. We're on the roof of the hotel. There we are. Paul? Paul? Wave.
We first started flying with the How did it destroy?
Let me show you what everything looks like here on the rooftop. This is the swimming pool. Oops, my battery is starting to go weak. I'm going to have to switch. Take a couple of quick ganders. Top of the hotel. Alright, my battery got a whole day's use. I'm very pleased with it.
Let me see.
No, the battery's going dead. Treat the world. I have another battery, but in the room.
Wow, let's see.
Jerusalem is such a beautiful city. Absolutely incredible. We spent our day at the wall. Now with the last of the tape and the last of my battery, I will say goodbye.
Hello.
Ben Yehudi Street. There's thousands of young people out here at any given time dancing and partying and having a good time. It's the most lively place I've ever seen. The most fun place I've ever seen. People love this place. People dance in the street, rock and roll, Israeli dancing, Israeli music. The place is filled with beautiful girls and handsome boys.
Everybody comes here and eats out on the street. This goes on constantly all night long.
מוזמן לבוא לאכול איתי שבוע הבא להביא מלאווה עגבניות, מלפפונים, מה שיש נינה 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 הניגון, בבקשה. יש פה הרבה מפד"לניקים, ש"סניקים. We are dancing here from 2 to 5. Please come and join with us. If someone interested to know or to get more dancing cassettes, you can come here. להרים ידיים! אגודת ישראל הרימו ידיים! כולם הרים ידיים!
The great synagogue in Jerusalem was built after the Holocaust a few years ago. The head rabbi of Israel is the rabbi of the synagogue. This inscription in English, let's see if I can get a close-up of that. So what it says. This house of prayer for the Jews of the world, dedicated by Sir Isaac and Lady Wolfson to the memory of all those who died, so that we
the Jewish people may live, to the 6 million victims of the European Holocaust, and all those something. I can't read the rest of it. Let's see. It's being covered up by something. Beautiful, beautiful synagogue. Beautiful structure. The old wall of Jerusalem. Outside of the outer wall, the city of David, of the Yerushalayim, as they say here. We're coming up on the Jaffa Gate, and we're going to go into the old city in a moment.
Today is July 18th, 1991.
It's my wife.
Today is...
And that's Paul's voice you can see over here.
No, today...
He doesn't like to be in the pictures. Over here...
Today is July 18th,
okay,
1992.
Right. Over here, alright. Over here are luxury condos they're building here. They're under construction right now. This will be the most expensive real estate in the world, for they face the old city. I understand they're being bought by wealthy foreigners. Native Israelis can't afford to live here. And they're being bid on some of the highest real estate prices in the world. Maybe the highest. Next time we come back, they should be completed. Gate of the old city of Jerusalem. We just came through it after being lost in the Arab section of the old city of Jerusalem. And I'll tell you the truth, it's a pleasure to see the Israeli army standing outside here after seeing all those Arabs in there. They don't bother you, but it's a pleasure to be outside in civilization again. Damascus Gate, old city. Here we are. Yes, sir. Back in good old Israel. We had a good time. Good time. Fern is exhausted. Where is she? Yes, she is. Okay. Very good.
מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו, במצוותיו, וציוונו, להניח ולהתעטף בציצית. אמן.
אמן.
Gary.
אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו, במצוותיו, וציוונו, להניח תפילין. אמן.
Amen.
Это штука такая длинная, что ты видишь.
משפחת מרקוס? Claro.
Welcome, Tom.
This is known as taking blood pressure in Hebrew. Paul, look at me.
Actually, we're going. They do buy me. Actually, with that. Hey.
הנה, אתה לא רואה, איפה, איפה?
Is my son the man.
אדוני אחד, ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך, בכל נפשך, בכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך וריתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאור על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם ועשו להם ציצית בכיס, אז כנפי בידיהם ודברותם ונתנו על ציצית בכיס, הכנף בפיו בתכלת והיה לכם לציצית. וראיתם אותו אתם כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תאכלו אחריכם ואחריכם אשר אתם בונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם מביא בכיס. הבאנו שלום
הלחם, הבאנו שלום הלחם, הבאנו שלום הלחם, הבאנו שלום, שלום, שלום הלחם, שלום הלחם, הבאנו שלום הלחם.
הקהל כל סביבותינו, פלחו חשור את העיר השדה, ובלג בעין ציפור מלך המואב בעת ההיא. אשר נתן לנו.
ויהי עולמתה בתוכנו, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו.
אמן. יעמוד החתן הבא מצווה שביל. אין דיפלית. לא, אין קודדות.
Hold it and kiss it. Kiss it.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. אמן. וישלח מלאכים אל בלעם בבוא פתור, אשר על הנהר את בני עמון לקרוא לו לאמור, הנה עם יצא ממצרים, הנה כיסה אתן הארץ, הוא ישב מולי, ועתה לך נהר לי את העם הזה, כי עצומו ממנו לא יוכנה כבו וגרשם מן הארץ, כי ידעתי את אשר יברך ואורך אשר טעויו, וילכו זקני מואב וישראל, ושמים ידם, ויבואו אל בלעם, וידברו אליו דברי בלעם. ברוך אתה. שנתן לנו תורת אמת, בחיי העולם נטע בתוכנו, ברוך אתה
אדוני
נותן התורה. אמן. איפה המדריך שלנו? מדריך, בוא, רוצה לו את התורה? לא רוצה? אתה כהן, אתה לא?
נתן לנו את תורתו, ברוך אתה אדוני, נותן התורה.
אמן. ויאמר עליהם מנופו לילה, והשיבותי את כאן דבר, כאשר ידבר אדוני אליו, וישוב שרי מואב עם בלעם, ויבוא אלוהים אל בלעם, ויאמר מיין השם אלה עמך, ויאמר בלעם אל האלוהים, בלק בן ציפור מלך מואב שלח אלי, הנה העם היוצא מצרים ויאחז אתן הארץ, אתה לך קרב עלייתו, אולי יוכל לקיים בו וגירשתיו. ויאמר אלוהים אל בלעם, לא תלך עמהם, לא תאור את העם, כי ברוך הוא.
אמת תורתנו הקדושה, ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו את תורתו תורת אמת. וחיי העולם נטע בתוכנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, נותן התורה. תיקון תפילת תפילת דופן הרמסאי, כפיים מלכתה לבחשיב על חושב ומעקים ולהקי לך יתפלל, יתקדל ויתקדש מרבה, ועלמא דבר חירותי וימליך מלכותי וישם פולקני וקרים משיחים. וחי יכון ובמקום חיי תחול בישראל בעגלו בזמן קרי במרומים. שמי רבה מברך לעולם נעלמה על מה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי דקודשו ברכו. לעילא מלכו ברכתה שירתת שבחתה ונחמתה דאמינה בעלמא ואמרו אמן.
מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב, הוא יראה את האתן הבר מצווה. זה אבא שלו? מי זה נעים מנירות?
יצחק מנשה.
יצחק מנשה בן?
יוסף משה.
בן יוסף משה בעלי זרות הנתרון כל ישראל לך.
רגע.
מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק צריך לעשות בר מצווה? מקסים? ברק בן? בן ברור שזכה לו תוכלת מאחורי המשרה. מי שברך אבותינו
Total mazel tov and siman tov and siman tov, siman tov and mazel tov and siman tov and siman tov, siman tov and mazel tov and mazel tov and siman tov, siman Paul. Stand still, Paul, look. There he is, my son demand. Mazel, thank you. Say hello. Yeah, say hello. Yeah, say Yaseh shalom, Yaseh lechem, Yaseh shalom, shalom. Look up, Paul. Look at me, Paul. Say shalom, Yaseh shalom. Okay. Thank you. So how does it feel, Paul? Okay. Wait a minute, shake hands with the rabbi. Very good. What we're looking at is a southern view of Jerusalem. It's like a picture postcard. That's the Dome of the Rock, which is right behind the Western Wall, where Paul was bar mitzvah just a half hour ago. Just beautiful. That's the old city of Jerusalem. Talk to you in a minute. The tour is moving on. Another view of Jerusalem.
Well, actually,
all of the leaders in the world on the same.
You got it?
He's probably right.
I wouldn't. Source which is higher than your end point. You build the aqueduct, the water simply flows down. However, the aqueduct must be built with a very gradual slope. If it's too steep, the force of the water running down the aqueduct will destroy the aqueduct itself in a relatively short time. But this particular aqueduct, the actual length of the aqueduct is almost exactly twice the distance in a straight line. So it has to be built very gradually. Now, that means when an aqueduct reaches a hill, you have only two choices. One
is the holy city of Hebron. I think we better get up our tour.
Walk with it.
I can't walk too fast.
One which is not described, which is based upon a very old rabbinic tradition, is that Adam and Chava were also dedicated. And we read in Pei Sarah, beginning of the parsha, that Sarah died at age 127. Sarah died in Kiryat Abba. Sarah B'Kiryat Abba, he's Hebron, but Eretz Canaan. Abram came to
Dad.
And then Abram begins to go
a wonderful time here.
for the purpose of Rakan Tefillah. Yaakov says
slowly
what?
Right.
And Ephron Hakiki, the owner, says to Abram, how can you insult me? And the bottom line is that Abram pays right? So Abram, the 400 silver shekels. You know what they would be worth today?
And that's enough.
Mom said to take pictures of him talking.
That's enough. The battery's going to leave. This is now Rachel's tomb. And that marker where everyone is praying is the marker for Rachel. What's your phone? Okay. There's a load of doors that we have to bend to get into these things. Yes. This is now the outside of Rachel's tomb. Going on top. Ancient stones. Famous historic sites with his mother. Want to talk to us, Paul? I asking you how you enjoy your trip to Israel so far.
It's good.
What'd you like the best so far? That's the best thing you like with all this that you have here, all this history?
What?
With all this history, that's the best thing that you like?
Oh, I like the veal.
The what?
The veal.
The views, all the views.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. The countryside is beautiful here. Breathtaking, a very soft beauty. I got to get more pictures of that. I'm going to make a point of getting more of those kind of shots. In the distance, we can hear the Arabs going to prayer. Muslim mosque. A few minutes ago, I just missed it, unfortunately. I heard the Arabs called to prayer. That's where it was coming from. I would have liked to have had it when it was on. I would have liked to have recorded that also.
They were praying there. You know that what they're doing?
Is that the Norway?
Yeah.
Okay, here we are now at the Dome of the Rock, one of the holiest sites in all of Islam. There's the dome. Let's see if I can get a close-up shot of you. In the rock, inside this dome, is the place where Muhammad is supposed to have ascended to heaven. It's a big red rock, and he ascended to heaven on a white horse. Under the rock itself is also the place where the world is supposed to have began. And it's also a very holy site for the Jewish people. The Jews believe that this is the site. Jews know that this is the site that the temple was built on. The western wall is directly on the other side of the dome. We're in the courtyard. And the Jews believe that Messiah will come only when the temple is rebuilt. So, as you can see, there is a lot of conflict over this place. In order to come in here, we had to dress in long skirts. Learn how to put a long skirt on. Paul, if you'll stand over there, I want to show people what you look like in this. Paul had to put this on. And we had to go around like we were in the Ku Klux Klan. Stop that, Paul. Okay. And this is the dome of the rock, holiest site in Islam. Inside, I can't take pictures. It's against the rules here. But I wanted to show you what the dome looked like. This is Jeffrey Boschneck signing off for Boschneck News. We are now outside the gate to the western wall. I want to show you the ruins of the temple. I want you to see the soldiers. Now they're not here. See the little girl soldiers over here? They're all loaded up here with soldiers. They check your bags when you come through. Inside is the temple. And this is the new gate that was just built recently. I'm going to show you some of the walls of the old city leading to the temple. And this is a shot of more of the hills of Judea. And it's astoundingly beautiful. I hope it's coming through across on this camera, just how beautiful these hills are. There's such a stark beauty here. It's absolutely incredible. You to note that there's the Wailing Wall you can see in the background, and above the Wailing Wall is the Dome of the Rock. And I want you to see that they're back to back with one another. On the other side is the dome that you saw earlier, and here is the Wailing Wall. Today I'm not allowed to take pictures of the Wailing Wall because it's Shabbos.
Rags hanging from the wire of the Eruv simply to make it easier to inspect. Since the Eruv has to be inspected every Erev Shabbat, the rags make it easier. Instead of looking for the wire itself, which is sometimes difficult to pick out, the people inspect it, look for the shmatas. If they see the shmatas, they know the section's up. If not, if necessary, they repair it. To our right, you notice a little valley. In centuries past, tour guides who were somewhat less scrupulous than the average Israeli tour guide is today used to take tourists out from Jerusalem to here. Tell them that this was the Elah Valley, which is the place where David did battle with Goliath. The fact is that the real Elah Valley is about 30 kilometers, 20 miles or more from Jerusalem, from every place in Israel except the Galil, the north, which also had serious problems. Ben-Gurion gave orders that every second soldier be removed from all of the other fronts, be sent to fight in the Jerusalem area. That's how important Ben-Gurion considered Jerusalem to be. He was afraid that as the sun set, his enemy would be able to disperse in the darkness. His victory would...
We're going to have a picture of you with all these tanks that Israel has. Paul, stay with Mommy. All right. This is a former British detention camp, now a museum to Israeli soldiers and the Israeli military. We'll see more. We're going to get to play on them too. Good. I like it here. This is a former British detention camp. And as I said, a memorial to the Israeli soldiers. You'll see them all over Israel. And they carry guns, even on their time off. Those are Uzis and M16s. This is the walls of the casualties.
Most of them were back-end immigrants, survivors of the Holocaust.
Joshua and Judah the Maccabee fought in this valley.
Very hot in the summer. This was the key to Jerusalem. Despite what Ben-Gurion said, we must take the food at all prices, never to fire down our attempts to take the place. But finally, Legion's army...
TV here is, for the time being, non-commercial. They have what they call public service commercials.
All I know is when you walk into the store, they all say, "This is the real McCoy." They all know this.
Well, I'll go you one better. In Beersheba, they have a Bedouin show, which doesn't have much to do with the Bedouins.
The little one of the first thing we had back in 40...
Corps consisted of this little tank and 48. We only had 10 of them. That was the entire Armored Corps in 1948.
I can't see. It's very...
I gotta get Adam in there. Adam's not in there.
Oh, I see REC, but everybody's black and white. Don't know.
Hi guys. Me and my Mark 1.
Nothing wrong with that.
What? Turn on the power maybe?
Power. I have
I
power
don't know what
on.
I'm doing here.
It's not clicking down.
It's blurry.
Wait a minute. It's going beep beep, but
You need what? Still? No.
Is there a light that's supposed to go on?
it's going beep beep, but it's not clicking.
It says REC. All right. Even though it's in black and white?
113? I don't know what it is.
Look on top. Does it say empty or does it say a number?
It says E.
It's empty.
You realize they don't have steps like this. Tank.
Right there.
No, never mind.
Take a second.
I hope I'm doing it right.
It will take.
Stay there, Natty.
Top of the world, Mark.
Stay right there. Don't move.
Couldn't they hit another step?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
You're not taking, you know, you're saying, wait. I want to take a picture and try to get off.
Oh, that one.
Need it here? No small measure.
Charlie,
It is.
Anna Mach 1.
To me, the
Good. What do you think this is? Alaska?
main
Wait, Ren.
My wife,
I don't know.
next to the biggest tank in the world. How does it feel? So great but hot, huh? Look at that tank. Okay. Museum of Dysphoria. There are soldiers outside. There are guns. Guns. Israel. Loaded with guns. Every young person in Israel carries guns. Security is very tight. All over Israel. Guns. Soldiers. And yet you feel free. Surprisingly secure and free. Soldiers and young boys all carrying guns. Uzis and M16s on the street. Victoria Museum. Very interesting. You can trace your family roots back here.
Put it on.
What?
It's on the feed.
Dad.
What is on?
How come it doesn't say record over it?
The Museum of Dysphoria. Fern? What did you think of the museum?
Very nice.
Don't walk so close. Stay where you are. We'll talk. Very nice. You see anything? What did you like the best in there?
Everything.
Just everything, huh? Nothing special, huh? All right. Gonna head back to the bus now? Okay, let's get going then. We'll talk to you later. Riding along the Mediterranean Ocean.
You can see, besides the beach here, of course, with a nice boardwalk up ahead, you can see sticking out a little bit into the Mediterranean is the old city of Yafo, which was all that existed here until 1909. And
old city of
in fact,
Yafo.
Tel Aviv was part of Yafo until 1921. 1921, Tel Aviv had developed enough that it became an independent municipality, and then in 1950 or 51, the city of Tel Aviv incorporated the city of Yafo. Today, the formal name, the official name of Tel Aviv is Tel Aviv-Yafo. And the irony is that the city of Yafo is approximately 4,000 years old. And it was absorbed into a city in 1950, absorbed into a city which was just 41 years old.
The man whose job it is Mediterranean, the Muslims prefer him to climb all the way up to the top of the tower. But now it's being done over loudspeakers.
Muslim being called to prayer.
Makes it a lot easier.
This out here is Tel Aviv. And the Mediterranean Ocean.
Might have missed it. The tall building which stands out is the Shalom Meir Tower, which is building, I think, not only in Israel, but it's actually the tallest building in
That's
the
the
Middle
building
East.
he's talking about, the tallest building in the Middle East.
You might be able to make
36
out
stories
a
high.
grayish tower. That is part of a complex government building includes Israel. That tower belongs to the Defense Department headquarters in Tel Aviv. The buildings you see, the whitish buildings here, include commercial buildings and hotels. And further up, you can see some of the large buildings and some of the five-star luxury hotels of Tel Aviv. As I mentioned, the major hotels are built along Harakon, which means that the Mediterranean is sort of in their backyard. This
That's the
is
Mediterranean
the
Sea.
The Mediterranean is known in the Bible as Hayam Hagadol, the Great Sea. I'll give you time. Dock at the port of Jaffa itself. They had to weigh anchor a little bit further out, and smaller boats would row out to them. People would be taken off the ships and brought in. But Yaffo, it is through Yaffo that the majority of Olim and of, in fact, of visitors to Israel, a little bit warmer. When it's warm, the water is going to cool because it takes long.
Just had to change batteries. One of my batteries just went a little weak. I wanted to make sure I got all this on a fresh
I
battery.
don't know the actual difference in screen.
I think I'm running out of tape soon, so.
It would feel quite good, especially on a day like today. Are there any questions?
Now recording from you in the middle of the desert. The Bedouin tribes roam. Must be close to 100, maybe more degrees outside. It is burning hot here in the middle of the desert and dry as dry can be. There's some ruins over here of something which I'll find out later. Some of the most breathtaking view of this desert here. Near the Jordanian border and very close to Masada and the Dead Sea, which I will have on tape soon. This goes on as far as the eye can see in every direction. Forever. Catch you later. Show you some more.
In the role of the sons of light who would prevail in the end and save the world. But they felt that they had to come out here into the desert to be able to purify themselves. This site was the main community, the main settlement of the Dead Sea sect.
The site
Now,
of the
being out
Dead
here in
Sea
the desert,
sect
the most important
felt they were
thing
going to
that
save the
need
world
if they're
and
going
purify
to
themselves
is water.
against the evils of the
Where do
world.
they get water in the middle of the desert? Any suggestions? The only word. At Sada, they make it easy by painting black lines and clearly differentiating between what was found and what has been redecorated. But here, there's no way of knowing. Now, what you're looking at, this excavated area was the community. There's no way of knowing how many people lived here, but you can see a relatively small group. This area was excavated shortly after the Dead Sea Scrolls were found. It was excavated by Jordanian archaeologists at a time when this was Jordanian-controlled territory. What the archaeologists found, the major period, of course, is the period of the Dead Sea sect, the late Second Temple period. But they found remains also going as far back as the biblical times. Remains of buildings, probably some sort of fortification. And the suggestion is that this is one of kibbutz does. The entire membership voted on whether to accept you or not. So that, in a lot of ways it was similar
people on the
to
tour
a
list.
kibbutz. They also had a very strict hierarchy. The head of the community was able to give orders to everybody else. The lowest person on in the scale was obligated to take orders from everybody, and there were punishments if one didn't. If one failed to heed the... Okay.
Okay, this is the place. This is Masada, where 960 Jews committed suicide rather than surrender to the General Flavius Silva. We're going to climb to the top of Masada, and I'll be taking more pictures from there. Getting on the cable car. Next stop, Masada.
Gang, look at this. That's where we're going. We're on a cable car. At the top of that mountain is Masada. We will be going up in just one moment when everybody's on. Put it back on again. To the top of Masada.
Here we are, we're inside the cable car.
Here we go. Going up.
My brother-in-law used to live
Up we go. It's a little cool on here. We got a nice little breeze going up.
Oh my gosh, how many people are walking?
There are people. See the serpents. What is that called? Serpent's Trail leads to the top of Masada. That's the ancient way of going up and down.
We're going the other way.
Cable car on its way down. A little cable just suspends us to the top. I'm going to photograph the top of the other cable car so you can see how we're suspended.
Oh God. It's crowded, kiddo.
This is fun.
Look down, you can see.
Let's see if we can shake it now.
No, let's not do that. I have an idea. Why don't you just hang out from the side and shake all you want out there?
We're going fast.
That'll give you a thrill. Wow. This is unbelievable.
We're almost there.
There we go.
Here we go where?
Up to the top. Found our way to the top of Masada. Here we are. It's the Dead Sea below us. Down there is where the Romans tried to take Masada and succeeded. Our tour is going up to the ruins of the palace.
A sound and light show at Masada. That is the seating. If you look down below, you can see a path which runs along a little whitish ramp. That ramp is what's left of what the Romans built in order to be able to bring up their siege equipment. So, you see the path? What rises? Yeah, the white path. What rises above the path is what's left of the Roman ramp, which was built to bring the siege equipment up to the top of Masada. So somewhere near here has to be the spot where the Romans breached the wall of Masada. You can also see just at the end of the path there is a little hill. You can look at the top. There's a platform with a fence, a little path which leads up to the top. Among the many impressive things that were found at Masada were 25 skeletons. Almost without doubt the skeletons were of Jewish defenders of Masada. They were buried in that hill. 1,900 years after they died at Masada, they were given serial numbers in Israel's army, buried in a military funeral as if they were soldiers in the modern army of Israel, having given their lives in the service of Israel.
Call it Masada. Resting? You having a good time here? Come here, look at me.
What? Yeah.
You like it up here at Masada?
Yeah.
This was once a palace, you know. We're walking through the ruins of it.
A long time ago.
All right, Paul. Let's get up and start marching. King Herod, top of Masada. He had 3 separate mikvahs. That was one with elaborate artwork in there. Excuse me. 2.
I'll tell you why. They don't want people walking across the floors that were built 2,000 years ago. Too many people walking across the floor. The floor won't last.
Anything you see below the black line in these pictures is the original
We're now
palace. Anything above is reconstructed.
the remains of the bathhouse, which was part of the Western Palace complex. Outside there's a courtyard. If you looked outside as we came up, or if you look out now, you can see the base of the pillars remain. On the far wall you can even see there's a little bit of yellow paint, remains of the frescoes which decorated the walls. The rooms off in this direction were Herod's private chambers. You can see, we're talking about the specifics of the bathhouse and the northern bathhouse, but you can see it was decorated with mosaics. Somebody has poured a little bit of water on the floor so that we can appreciate the colors better. Perhaps more importantly, you'll notice in this corner there is a structure which was built in such a way that it destroyed a corner of the Herodian mosaic. And this, I think, very vividly demonstrates the difference between the two major periods of Masada. The first period, the period of Herod, if you will, the period of the flesh. Herod wanted to be able to spend whatever time he was here living in splendor. So he built the
swimming pool at Masada. Flavius Silver, eat your heart out. Wow, look at this. Look how deep it is. Incredible. This is Masada, Herod's palace. What's today's day, Paul? Herod's swimming pool.
All right, come on. July.
Dead Sea out there. And you can just see it's incredible.
They figure it out.
King Herod had a good time up here, believe you me. Self-explanatory. It's seen from the other end. Off the side of the mountain here, known as Masada.
I don't understand why.
Incredibly awful. This view.
We are now at the northern end of Masada. This area was Herod's private villa. It's actually built in 3 levels into the northern tip of Masada. The upper level was Herod's private rooms. The middle level, if you look down, you can see there were 2 concentric walls which were covered by a wooden floor, some sort of elaborate hanging gardens. And the lowest level was sort of the grand ballroom, a large area where Herod could entertain his guests, throw parties, and off of that was Herod's private bathhouse. When Herod was here, there was a water supply. The remains, you can see that the siege wall climbed the opposite hill, including places where it would have been absolutely impossible for the Jews to cross, yet Silva had his soldiers build the wall complete for the psychological effect. This way, wherever the Jewish defenders of Masada looked, they saw the Roman siege wall, they knew that they were trapped. As I mentioned, based on the ABC film, and it's believable, the Jewish part of the psychological warfare was to waste huge quantities of water to tantalize the Romans. And this, as I said, is believable. Directly opposite, if you didn't notice it from the area of the Watergate, directly opposite you can see the outline of the largest camp on the western side, which presumably was the headquarters.
On top of Masada. From the outside.
And you want me to focus?
It's already on. Don't move it around like that. You can't do that. Now let me go in.
Do you want me to focus the top?
I'm now going into...
Jeff, have you been in the mud yet?
Not yet.
Jeff is now going into the Dead Sea.
I am now going into the Dead Sea.
Where's Paul?
Have you got us?
Yes.
Watch. Dead Sea.
Uh-huh. I don't have Paul. Oh, there's Paul.
Where are the mud
Let's go.
Paul, do you like it?
Oh.
Do you like it, Paul?
My eye.
You got to, you have to rinse it off.
Put your tongues on quickly, Paul. It's hot. Fern, show me the tongues off.
Go off. Tongues are over here, Paul. Behind Paul, right behind here. Paul, right behind me, Paul.
Paul, you're in the wrong place.
Baby, wait.
Oh, you put the
Wait.
It was a machaya.
Was it fun? Was it fun?
Yes,
Was it
I had
fun?
a wonderful time. It's fun. I wish you could have come in, but no, you couldn't. You want to shut it off now? Now hit that button, the red button, one time in the RAC.
And as we're reaching it now, you notice there's a road off to the left. This road, which started as a dirt path, the road is known as the Alon Road. You can see to the right, if you read Hebrew, the name Alon. This is named for the late Yigal Alon, who in 1967 was a minister in Israel's government. It was originally prepared as a dirt path to facilitate the patrols of the army through this strip, which would have been held by Israel for security reasons. Unfortunately, the Jordanians were not ready to negotiate with Israel, and we'll have to see now if the Jordanians are serious about negotiating with Israel. But that settlements were built along the road. The road was turned into a paved road.
Redwood. It's something how they live there. How they live in tents. Not the cleanest people.
Use the term West Bank. In a sense, it's a descriptive term. This is the West Bank of the River Jordan. But the fact is that the term West Bank also has political connotations. At that point, the Jordanians coined the term the West Bank to get across their approach that just as the East Bank of the river is part of the Kingdom of Jordan, so is the West Bank.
Look at this.
This, by the way, is a two-way road. No, I'm not. No, I'm not kidding.
This is a two-way road.
This is, maybe we'll pass another vehicle, maybe not, but it is.
Yeah, we go over the side if another car comes.
So the term, the point of the term, the West Bank,
incredible. Oh my
has political connotations. People who are even further to realize that the significance of those terms, and at least to me, it's clear that the proper term we Jews should use for these territories is Yehuda and Shomron. You didn't really want to travel the same dull road that we traveled yesterday, did you?
No, this is good. This is good. I like this. This is great.
Oh my god, I can't believe what we're driving. This is a tour. Look at the camera. Oh my gosh, look at this. Hey, you don't get to do this every day, Paul, huh? This is just a taste of what we're seeing, Dad, everyone. Oh my God, I do not believe where we're driving. We don't have 6 inches to clear the side of the cliff. And there's no wall here, nothing to protect us from going over the side, just the skill of the driver. And he's very good. He drives his bus like it was a kiddie car. Stopping here.
These poor animals in trouble.
Well, what's... Don't even touch them. They're so dirty.
Here you've got more of a problem than you did in the old days, in that here you've got political considerations. Not everybody's in favor of keeping the turtles. I don't know. That's fine. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the fact is that
Go in there? No,
you asked
I don't think so.
David wants to be on film now.
No, it's good. If you wait,
David, while
Some
I'm taping it, you can tell us.
Tell us where we are at least.
what you're looking at is
Yes,
a valley called Wadi Kelt.
Oh my goodness.
Wadi Kelt. Wadi Kelt. Wadi. W-A-D-I. Wadi. A wadi is a riverbed. In most instances, a dry riverbed. Wadi Kelt, for example, carries water only during the winter. But it is a natural drainage area. That is, if you had been by here during this winter, you would have seen that huge quantities of water are being carried here. The water, rainwater, which runs off the hill, runs into the valley, of course, and from here runs out towards the Dead Sea. So now it's dry, but if you'd been here a couple of months ago, there was a good flow and an ongoing flow because this was such an unusual winter. At the western edge of Wadi Kelt, there are springs, natural springs, and in ancient times, there was an aqueduct which was built to take advantage of the spring water. The aqueduct, it would simply drop down, crosses over the opposite side of the valley.
I don't know. This is a place called Wadi Kelt.
The aqueduct brook. And Eliyahu stayed there for a full year, which means that wherever Nahal Creek was, it is a perennial riverbed. This is a dry river.
Today is July 14th, 1982.
Supplied the water needs of Eliyahu only during the winter. Based on those 2 points, it becomes clear that this cannot be the real Nahal Creek, but nonetheless the tradition, at least the Greek Orthodox tradition, goes back to the 4th century. To me, the most interesting thing about this monastery, there are a handful of monks there today, but if you go to visit the monastery, I'm not necessarily recommending it, but you have a wooden box, inside of which are 5 skulls. The skulls are of monks who lived here more than 1,300 years ago. In the early 7th century, the Persians managed briefly to capture Israel from the Byzantines, and what the Persians did, wherever they could find Byzantine monks, they slaughtered them. The Persians managed to find this monastery, kill the monks. After the Persians were thrown out, the monastery was rebuilt. The monks who rebuilt the monastery took the skulls of those monks who had been killed by the Byzantines.
Where the donkey's dead.
Them a very lovely wooden
Shut it
box.
off and put it back on.
And until today...
Oh my gosh, right over the side. Right over the side here. We gotta get pictures of this.
It's the hell out of me. I guess you have points of clearing.
But that's what it's built out like this one.
A hill. There's a dirt road which leads up almost to the top. The same hill which King Herod chose 2,000 years ago, and before Herod, the Hashmonaim built here. On top of this hill, there are remains of a Herodian palace and fortifications. Herod and our army, almost 2,000 years apart, chose this hill for the same reason. You can imagine if you're on top of the hill, you have a commanding view of the valley below, including the city of Jericho. That's the reason that Herod chose this hill. That's the reason that our army chose this hill. It's identified as a place called Kipros, one of the fortresses which Herod built, which Herod named for his mother. And you can see across on the left, you can see the army base, and the next hill you can you can see the aqueduct, which brings water to the banana groves of Jericho. Now, if you don't see it now, we'll see it again in another minute.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can see the water running.
Look at the water. There's water in there. Wow, look at the water. Look at the aqueduct. That's bringing water. The original Jericho Turnpike.
Look at this highway. Look at this highway.
You got a Bronco?
Yeah.
That's nice. I want to get one of those things.
Now, just to the left of the road, you can see the aqueduct.
I have a conversion
large
van.
amount of water flowing into the Jericho area. If you look into Wadi Kelp itself, you can see that there is still some water left over from the winter floods. And you can imagine if you come here during the winter, there is especially this past winter, tremendous flow. If you look just to our right now, this building is from the Crusader period. It was some sort of facility for processing whatever it was that the Crusaders were growing around here, a sugar mill or whatever it happened to be. And here to the right, the aqueduct.
The Jericho Aqueduct.
And you can see down here the plants that are growing are banana plants, and the aqueduct was built, as I mentioned, in the 1930s, specifically to bring water to the banana groves of Jericho. The aqueduct in it, what the Tanakh says, and let the archaeologists worry about it. But here there is no necessary contradiction. It was still being constructed
Hisham's Palace,
in the year 747.
built in the 8th century.
Very devastating earthquake.
Watch that step.
It was never completely repaired because in the year 750 there's a 1940s by British archaeologists when the British controlled this area under the British mandate. And after the excavations, a couple of sections were left uncovered. The rest was recovered in order to protect it. But underneath this, I'm not recommending it, of course, but if we're going to walk out.
This is the western side of the bathhouse.
The entire thing.
Is it also wider than that? Covered?
Yeah, basically from here to the opposite wall. I mean, when we walk back out, you'll see you can still see the walls of the bathhouse. The entire area was covered with mosaic. At one point, the flow was stopped for more than 24 hours, but exactly at the right time, as if you want to accept it as an overt and outright miracle. The other thing is, if it was an earthquake, it's extremely unlikely that our ancestors would have been able, in the immediate aftermath of an earthquake, it seems to me extremely unlikely that that is the explanation.
Bedouins. They lived like they did for thousands of years.
to be brought to proper burial. That's the specific mention of Bet Shan.
Where
Bet Shan in ancient times was an important city. It sat on
an ancient
the
Roman
junction, one of
ruin.
the main junctions
Roman
of
ruin.
the major international trade route in ancient times. So that the tell, you can see there are people on top of the tell. It is it was excavated years ago. It's being excavated again as part of the development of the archaeological site in Bet Shan. But the main focus really is what's closer down. This area that we're looking at was downtown Bet Shan of the Roman period. During the Roman period, this was again an important city, again because of its location on the junction. The Romans, any good Roman city required certain public facilities. If you look at the building on the left with all of the pillars, and you can see it's they're preparing it for reconstruction. This is the largest bathhouse, Roman period bathhouse, probably. Bathhouse, perhaps a little bit less surprising. If you look straight ahead, you can see dark stones. You can see row of columns, and a little bit below that dark stone. Those dark stones are, or were, one of the main streets of Bet Shan during the Roman and second to 7th century. The columns to the left, you can see there's a row of columns, and then sort of a sidewalk. There was, in fact, a sidewalk which was a little bit raised from the street level itself. A little bit further down was the Forum of Bet Shan. Large building, almost exactly at the center of the city, which had statues of
This is the theater in Bet Shan. They put on shows in Roman times.
The important people. This is the equivalent, I guess, of Broadway. What's the best? Front row center. This is
Orchestra seats.
Front row center. Box seats at the ballpark. There's a series of them.
Theater at Bet Shan. Paul sitting here, enjoying the show.
What they did was to bring up cool water, to put it to make pools of cool water.
Crusader fort, about 800 years
We're standing on a
old.
modern bridge across the moat. You can see how wide the moat was. In Crusader times, there was a wooden bridge, which in times of fourth, in fact, the Crusaders burnt the bridge, which meant that the Muslims, once they arrived, were stuck on the other side, trying to figure out some way of getting across, while the defenders are still trying to stop them. You can also see how high the moat was. You'll also notice, if you look down into the moat, you can see that there's, from the corner tower, at the base of the tower, you can see a doorway. That was a secret exit or entrance, depending on which way you're going. But the important point is that it was secret. It wasn't obvious to the attacker. If you leave that obvious, then the attacker is going to send knights. He's going to send his commando team to break in through the gate. So it was somehow camouflaged. The idea is, and you can see in this tower...
Now stay here. No, then I can see the whole thing. Ready? Stay there.
You're not too far.
No, I have to see. Stay here.
Wow. That's a kibbutz down there. I don't know which one. The green area. We're in a Crusader fortress right now.
Not that easy. We're now looking up the east, looking down to the Jordan Valley. The first settlement down below us is Kibbutz Neve Or, which we passed by, and I mentioned, unfortunately, last year one of the members was killed. You can see the fields beyond the kibbutz belong to the kibbutz. If you look, what's the simple, take the fish ponds, okay? You see beyond the fish ponds there's a dirt road which winds around. If you look very carefully to the left of the dirt road, you can see the Jordan River. The fact is that the Jordan River meanders. Its actual length is more than twice the length as the crow flies. But you can see the river there. If you look a little bit to the left, this is going to be even more difficult. But you see there's a brownish field with a sort of tan part which sticks out. If you look a little bit to the right of that, again you can see the dirt road. There's some greenery, and just beyond the greenery you might be able to make out the Jordan River. If you can't see it now, don't worry. A little bit further up the road, we'll be able to see the Jordan River very clearly because a little bit further up the road, the Jordan in its entirety flows in Israel. A little further north, it's no longer the border. And if you fall asleep and don't see it today, you'll see it tomorrow when Bezrat Hashem will cross the River Jordan to get into the Golan Heights. But if you can see it, fine. If not,
Beeswax flying. Mrs. Boschman, how do you like flying with this airline? You like it, huh? Are you having fun? You feel the turbulence? Your ears are popping, all right. Okay, very good. Look at that view out there. We're really high. How high do you say we are up now? All right, David, hold the camera steady. This is your way of touring, huh? Sitting in a bus and looking out the window.
Same truck.
Very good.
Same truck.
Lake
In order to prevent the
We're going to
possibility
take a boat ride on this lake.
Tveria and other areas around the lake will be flooded. So where the shrubs are growing in the water indicates where the shore was before this winter. And it's unbelievable.
It's a beautiful,
I
beautiful
doubt that
area.
there's anybody in Israel who would have predicted that this
Back
was
here,
possible within
in
a
distance,
single year.
Yeah.
You can see the Golan Heights. Let's see if we can get a close up of that. And we'll be going there tomorrow. Golan Heights.
Number one and number two, Yerushalayim, of course, number one, Hebron, the burial place of our patriarchs and the matriarchs, three of the four matriarchs. Number two, the third is Tveria. The reason that Tveria is considered a holy city is that during the 500-year period, the Jews were not permitted to live.
Now, just leaving the city, beautiful city of Tiberias, and we're taking a boat ride on the Kinneret River.
Are we going to Jordan?
No, we're not going to Jordan, but Jordan's right on the other side of the river. Right over there is Jordan.
Why, you owe you anything for the soundtrack? We got the same soundtrack now.
And it's gorgeous here. We're riding.
I know where you were. It is the same thing.
It is absolutely gorgeous here. This is the Israeli Riviera, and it is really beautiful. I tell you, the Italian Riviera and the French Riviera, better watch out. Beautiful here. Nothing is lacking on the river. Beautiful. On our boat ride. Back there is the Golan Heights. Beautiful luxury hotels there. How do you like Israel? Okay, just okay. Where would you rather be? Here or Disneyland? Here. You like it here, huh? Tiberias is beautiful, isn't it? Say that again? Dead Sea. You had fun there yesterday, huh? Great. All right. Look at that river. Oh, it's so beautiful and cool up here.
Going back.
Oh, this is gorgeous.
Why are we going back?
Going back where?
What do you say we're going back?
Of the boat, the Kinneret River. Beautiful. Tomorrow we'll be going to Golan Heights, and we're going to look across into Syria. We'll be able to see Syrian towns and settlements, and soldiers pointed with their guns and tanks and planes and everything pointed at Israel. So we feel very safe here. Israel, remarkably safe. enjoy and take the pictures, Paul?
Yeah.
All right. You're having a wonderful time. What? Don't shake so much. That's going to come out. Good. This boat ride is beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, you feel that spray. Put the camera away. It's getting wet. Take the camera off, Paul.
Okay, we're now in Tiberias, and we're going to visit the tomb of the great Rabbi Moshe Maimonides, which is also the name of the hospital where my son Paul Boschneck was born. Okay, here we go. Of Rabbi Moses Maimonides.
1204.
This is Maimonides' father and his grandfather. Kibbutz Lafi is a kibbutz in the northern Galilee, northern part of Israel. Paul Fern. We just got here a little while ago, and this is the guest house of the kibbutz where we're staying. And this is the kibbutz, and we're going to have a tour of it tomorrow. This is the swimming pool, which is all boarded off. It's separate for men and separate for women. I don't know if you're allowed to take pictures, but I'll show you anyways. This is a religious kibbutz. It's the men's side over there. They have barbed wire fences here for some reason. I guess they don't want kids climbing in.
Joel, the only place in Israel
Army
which has
camp
plaques
office
in memory of
in
the
Tzfat.
soldiers on the actual spot where those soldiers fell. These plaques have the names of 3 young men who fell, gave their lives in the fighting right here in 1948. To magnify our problem, Israel had very little in the way of weapons and equipment. This weapon is one of the few things that we had. This is a homemade mortar. Leibovich, who designed it by profession, he was actually a teacher. He taught at the Mikveh Israel Agricultural School, and he's the guy who designed this. It's a homemade mortar, not a very good weapon. Its major advantage was when the Davishka was fired.
Well, Tzfat, beautiful city.
What is this? This is on the Golan Heights?
No, this is the Upper Galilee.
Oh, Upper Galilee.
This colony, we'll be seeing more of it soon. Main trip, shopping.
The Aron Kodesh was carved by one of the members of the Shul, approximately 1840. That is, when the Shul was rebuilt after the earthquake, this Aron Kodesh was made, handmade by one of the members of the Shul. You notice here on the bima, there's a part is missing. In 1948, during the War of Independence, one Leil Shabbat gathered to daven. Suddenly, the Arabs fired an artillery shell. The door was blown open.
The ancient synagogue in Tzfat.
The shul in its current form is about 150 years old, but what was rebuilt 150, however many years, was rebuilt and already existing. מתי נבנה לראשונה בית הכנסת?
1575.
1675.
He was here when I was here.
I thought you were going to tell me he was here when the shul was built.
From Tzfat. And this is an outside view of the ancient synagogue. main synagogue of Safat. This is a synagogue in Sfat. Looks like a mosque. Incredible, like synagogue, Joseph Caro. Very ancient synagogue. Going inside. What?
Can I get one of those back there?
What? Not now. He said not to buy anything.
He said like, oh, what are you doing now? Hi. Everybody was I'm not supposed to wear hats.
Entrance for modest dressed only.
Modest, what do you mean for modest?
Watch yourself. Watch your step here. You can sit over there for if you want.
Yeah?
Where's that?
Sit on the floor.
No, it's not.
This shul is the shul of Rabbi Yosef Karo, who's the author of the Shulchan Aruch, literally the prepared table. The halakha, the traditional Jewish law, is developed in the Talmud. Talmud runs approximately 3,000. Rarely, in the halachic discussions, rarely does the Talmud tell you, after bringing all the opinions, rarely does the Talmud say, and the accepted halakha is according to such and such an opinion. That in order to know what the halakha is, one had to be a great scholar. The Rambam tried to address the needs of simpler people and codify the law.
Sefer Torah. Sefer Torah in use.
This is your 6.
No?
And this is the Sefer Torah.
I don't know how thoroughly it was described.
I know, but they say parchment. Parchment, if it's as dry as a Qumran, that's one thing. This isn't as dry. Oh.
And whoever put the light on, we're thanking them.
Sefer Torah. Shul of Joseph Caro.
This is the original one?
That's the tradition. I can't vouch for its authenticity.
One of these Sefer Torahs was
Come on,
used
focus,
by
focus,
Rabbi
lady.
Karo, according to David, and we believe David.
One that's over 400 years old.
So they say.
400.
The Golan from Sefad. Okay, we're in a kibbutz in the north of Safat, just at the foot of the Golan Heights. We're having lunch over here, and Paul, seeing everybody with yarmulkes on, decided he wanted one also, so we got him a yarmulke, only 8 shekels. Paul, turn around and show everybody what you look like with a yarmulke. Come here, let everybody see your face with a yarmulke. Very good. He has to wear a yarmulke in Israel, because he's a Jewish boy, and he feels it makes him look more in tune with everybody here. All right, turn around, show us how handsome you are now. Show us that face. Paul, show us the face. Come on, Paul. Fern, does he look good? Does he have? Do you have a handsome son? Okay, I'm glad. This is the dining room at a kibbutz that we're stopping at. Some of these kibbutz have beautiful hotels and dining rooms, all for tourists. One
part of the way they earn revenue and support themselves. Okay, Cookie. Talk to you soon again. Oh, very nice. You enjoying your Coke? Coke good? You don't want to say anything to us, do you?
I did.
What did you say? All right, my religious son, Paul. Everybody get a good look at him. Some kind of cave in the Golan Heights. We're going to find out. We're in Banyas right now, in the Golan Heights, the beginning of the Golan Heights.
Around the year 180, that year there was a big battle fought between the Romans and the Greeks, and Adrian turned. So shortly thereafter, the Greeks built up this town, and then the Roman period was an important period. It was largely rebuilt by one of the sons of King Herod Philippus, who inherited this part of Israel from his father, which is still certainly the case. If we throw Joe in, you'll hear him scream because the water is cool. The water is the temperature is fairly constant year round, and this results in the fact that what's the temperature? Right, the earth was the god of shepherds. Pan also is the god who, the Greek god who gave us the word pandemonium. According to the Greek mythology, Pan had a sense of humor not unlike that of a certain member of our group, and he liked to create stories for people. Hence, the word pandemonium is really related to the name of the god Pan. So this was the temple, the cave. You can see underneath the camouflage nets here, there is an area of excavation. Camouflage nets were simply put up for the benefit of...
Excavation at Banyas, which is the shrine for the Greek god Pan. See all the caves.
Be careful of the barbed wire on the way there. You can see up there is a fence. There's nothing up there? And Rod, the only thing you can see up there is a fence?
There's excavation in Banyas.
Okay, we're going down?
Came a few years ago. All Jews, all black Jews.
What's strange
villages.
Within the religion, there are two categories. There are those who are initiated, who know the secrets of the religion, and there are those who are uninitiated. That is, there are people who are members of the Druze religion who don't really know what the religion is all about. And it seems sort of strange to belong to something when you don't quite know what that something is all about. The ideal within the religion is 60,000 years ago, which means if averages hold, don't have to worry about the next eruption for another 40,000 years.
Listening into Syria. I'll try to get a close-up. See if I can. It's very difficult to take pictures of this across. It's a little shaky.
The building that we just passed was a Syrian army base. As we go traveling to the Golan, you'll see a number of bases. Unfortunately, it's necessary to maintain a large military presence. Most of the bases that are the building to the right, you can see
about 15 minutes away
letters UN painted.
We're high in the Golan Heights. This Canadian UN battalion, and back there, separating us from Syria. This is as close as I can get.
No, but this
past these fields is all that's Syria. In these hills.
But you're not supposed to go with one side.
Okay. Yossi points out the buildings beyond the UN building are Syria. The way the border runs is that the hills above the UN battalion is still held by Israel, and we have, as you can imagine, we do have a military presence on top of those hills, subject to the limitations which were negotiated between Israel and Syria after the Yom Kippur War.
Can you take a picture?
Wow. Paul high in the Golan Heights, eating ices on tank fortifications. These things are used to stop the tanks that the Syrians move against Israel. We're high up in the mountain where there is no water. Everything has to be trucked in at this point. So you're even going higher yet. Syrian emplacement, trench, high in the Golan. High in the Golan Heights.
This is a
They're
Syrian
turning Paul
fortification. The
with Israel behind
business
them.
end of it, as it were, it's this side, looking down across the Jordan River to Kibbutz Gadot, the nearest Jewish settlement. You might be able to make out among the trees. There you can see the tops of some of the buildings. Kibbutz Gadot was within easy range of the Syrian guns on top. Kibbutz Gadot was destroyed, totally destroyed by Syrian guns here. The members of the kibbutz are sufficiently stubborn that despite that they keep up. But from here you can really appreciate the advantage that the Syrians had. If what you see is not sufficient to demonstrate the importance of Golan Heights, if you look at this map, right, you can see here, the greenish area is the penetration of the Syrian army.
Tank traps.
Back that way.
Is it on the court? Yep. There's a really war memorial for the soldiers that died on Golan. Those are tank traps all around it. Move around, show Israel.
Israel's minimum security territory on
That. That's all Israel. You can see why. Now, let me take this now. If you look out there, you can see why Israel had to take the Golan Heights from the Syrians, and why they must keep it today. They can never give this back. Israel is completely vulnerable from this position. The Syrians are just free to lob shells down at the kibbutzim and Israel below.
May I take a picture of them?
George Bush and George Baker pushing for leave the Golan Heights. It's more difficult to play down. As long as we've got the map out, you also notice that the recommendations as far as Judean area was that Israel is not all of the area, at least up to the ridge of the hill. This relates in part to the Alon Plan. Remember I pointed out the Alon Road. Israel was going to maintain the started going whereupon Ellie Coney radios back home. Where you the Syrian this is true.
Bunker up in the Golan. Paul just climbed in, and I'm waiting for a shot of him to come through the window. Come to the window, Paul. There you are. There's my son in a Syrian bunker.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd see this.
With an A's hat.
With an A's hat. Great.
With a Mets shirt.
Ahmed, how are you? Oh.
With a Mets shirt.
All right.
Wasn't that a movie, My Son in the Syrian Bunker?
My son is... Ahmed, Mohammed, you want a Coke?
Yeah, right. What's white good now?
Very good.
Here, Adam, you take a picture.
There is the Jordan River below.
Here, check this.
No way.
You can't see me from there.
Beautiful up here.
Have I got yours first?
And I don't think Israel's ever going to give this back.
So where's Syria?
The other direction. This is Israel
So what's
from the
over there?
Golan. That's Israel from the Golan Heights.
Oh, I thought you said Syria.
Syria is in the other direction.
Oh. Let's walk. That's the thing.
You can't.
Get on.
Daddy on top of a Syrian bunker.
Oh.
I'm on top of a Syrian bunker. All right. Hope there are no mines here.
No.
Come over here, we're in the Syrian bunker.
Where are you? Where?
Well, let's take it with them.
I don't think where?
No.
I want to see. Raise me so I can take a picture of you.
Where's this over here, David, behind us? No, don't.
Their way to Damascus. Damascus from here, by the way, is approximately 54 miles.
Jordan. We're riding over a bridge over the river right this minute now. This is a little tiny bridge that can only take traffic in one direction. When a car comes along in the other direction, the car on this side has to stop. There is the Jordan River below. We're now on the Jordanian side of the River Jordan.
The heights. The fact is that Israel's border with Syria pre-1967 was one of the shortest borders west, and in
Which was the
perhaps
kibbutz that
somewhat
was bombed
safer
constantly from the
position, but
Golan Heights by
not
the
much.
Syrian soldiers. They lived under the Golan Heights, and children grew up living in bunkers. Today, of course, they're free from this. Of Megiddo, built by King Solomon. This is half the gate.
Here the problem is to go straight into the
But today at Megiddo, seeing some incredible ruins, time of King Solomon. These are excavations.
Why?
He trapped them inside and...
No. It has to do with the function of the temple area. You can see remains of the walls, perhaps the courtyard, and in the center you can see a raised platform which was built about 2,500 years after the first temple was built. This was added, and again this area, the archaeologists were able to identify remains of 12 separate temples used over the span of at least 3,000 years.
This is the trench at Megiddo, cut into the side of the tower.
The area of Megiddo, by the way, by our standards, Megiddo was a small place. By the standards of the ancient world, it was a good-sized city. The area of the tell is approximately 15 acres, which by our standards is probably... As I mentioned in the presentation, you can see there are two sets of stairs. One leading up, one leading down, so that
you can go down there.
What is it?
A grain silo. To store grain.
Based on the original size, this silo had a capacity of 450 cubic meters, which translates approximately to 12,771 bushels, give or take a little bit. That there were
These are
places
the chariot stables
suitable to
at
hold 450
Megiddo.
horses, according to some accounts 492 horses, on the assumption that the chariot was pulled by 2 horses and 1 horse was kept in reserve, sort of the spare tire. That translates to 150, or if 492 is the number, 164 chariots stationed here. These stables are dated to the time of Shlomo, and there were stables here built after Shlomo, rebuilt by King Achav. For whatever reason, it seems that the later stables didn't survive, the earlier stables did survive. But 450 or 492 horses, and specifically here in Megiddo.
Paul, sit down. sit on a rock.
Megiddo was abandoned already sometime in the 4th century BC, leaving a possibility that the attacking army might be able to enter the city by way of your tunnel, or you're also
This is heading down to the tunnels of Megiddo, where they kept the water. Down there is the tunnel. See if we can get a close shot of it.
So after the tunnel was built, access to bring water to an accessible point without the need of going outside of the city walls, it was then necessary to close off access to the water source from the outside.
Yes, David. Oh, I'm sorry. Down the tunnel.
All right.
Is it nice and cool down here?
Yeah.
Good, good. You having a good time?
Yeah.
How many steps did you count?
167.
Very good. Let's see how the others are.
Olympics,
Yeah.
steps to the Olympics.
A British detention camp where they were putting people after the Holocaust till it was filled up, and then they started sticking them on Cyprus. Today it is a museum, and we're going to tour this camp and see everything. Here we see the latest prisoners, or at least one I'd like to lock up over here, maybe, sometimes.
The reason I was in the camp was I was a sailor on a ship called the Exodus. Okay. Now, the Exodus was an American ship originally called the Emmor and Norfolk overnight, carrying 400 people. It was more or less a love boat. It was a cruise ship. They danced, they sang, blah, 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 blah. That was the SS President Warfield. It was owned by the Baltimore Bay Lines. And for 20 years, it ran between Baltimore and Norfolk carrying passengers. During World War II, the SS President Warfield was taken over by the United States Navy.
The men and the women in the British detention camp at Opleep. It's a hot water heater. This is where they would delouse, the shower rooms. Of Caesarea, built in honor of the Roman Emperor Caesar. This is where the very wealthy people live on the Mediterranean here. Here are the columns of an ancient aqueduct that brought water to this area. These are the remains of them. Just beautiful. This is where the 1% of Israel that can afford to live like rich people live. You have astounding homes here where Abba Eben and Ezra Weissman lived, and many other very wealthy, powerful Israelis. There's Itzhak and Fern on the aqueduct. Okay, with the background to the Mediterranean Ocean, Mediterranean Sea rather. Let's get a nice close-up shot of them. Absolutely gorgeous. Paul, say something. Wave to us. Fern. Fern, wave. Paul. Wave. Very nice. Caesarea. There we go. On an ancient Roman aqueduct. Caesarea. Beautiful. It's the Mediterranean Sea. Just gorgeous. I'd love to go in. We don't have time, unfortunately. It's only a quick stop here. The weather is beautiful. Israelis can live like this very, very nicely. I'll get another shot of the aqueduct. Just beautiful.
Of the wall of the city itself. Despite these defenses, it was very easy for the Muslims to defeat the Crusaders and capture Crusader Caesarea for the very simple reason that the city was too big. The Crusaders did not have enough men to man the walls of Caesarea. So what the Muslims did was just to run around the walls, find a place where the walls were under-defended, and that would be the point of their attack. The The walls, as they stand today, were built 740 or so years ago by King Louis IX of France, for whom my hometown was named, St. Louis. And it was the Roman capital. It was the second largest city in terms of population, second largest city after Yerushalayim in Israel. And it became, because it was the capital for the Romans, Caesarea was seen by the rabbis as being the antithesis of Yerushalayim, to the point where the rabbis make the comment, if somebody tells you concerning the two cities, Yerushalayim and
Tanya, that's a city in Israel. I'm in a kosher Pizza Hut. Actually, this has to be shot. I'm in a kosher Pizza Hut. Imagine that. And we just ordered pizza here. Mommy's getting salad. And we're gonna have a nice lunch here. These are the people. A lot of these people are the people on the tour with us. Okay. And outside the window is the city of Netanya, which is a place very, very much like Miami Beach, Florida. A lot of people, retired people, find that their Social Security and their pension checks go a lot further here, and they come to Israel and retire in Israel, where their money buys them a lot more. And they have a beautiful setting just like Miami Beach, or just like Florida. It's a very good idea, very interesting if you can get used to the language difference. At high rises they live in, we'll take more pictures of that when we get outside after lunch. By the ancient ruins of the garden of the king of Israel and his waterfall. Everything is beautiful. These are the aqueducts here by the beautiful Mediterranean that shaded him and brought water to the people, the ancient town of Netanya. And here, when the king was really, really hungry, he stepped right across the way and he went to Pizza Hut. Kosher Pizza Hut too, for the Jewish kingdom. And here we are, falling. Oh, they're gone already. Mediterranean at Netanya. People bathing in the Mediterranean. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. Yes, it's very nice. Israelis know how to live here. Well, Fort Lauderdale has a beautiful beach.
That's a nice thing. Yeah, but you can't go out like this. This is beautiful going out. Mediterranean.
Watch it, Paul. You're on my way. Paul, you keep stepping right in front of the camera. This Mediterranean is gorgeous. People out there. I already did. So far. What? Hang gliding in Israel. No, Paul.
Yes.
Better head back.
Be going in a minute.
Not now then, not now. Okay?
Anything over here. It's a real playground for the rich. Spectacular monument is known as the Martyrs Monument.
dedicated to those who perished in the Holocaust. It sits in the middle of no place, in a forest that was planted by people in the early 1950s. There are over 6 million trees buried, planted in this forest known as the Martyrs Forest, and one for each Jew who perished in the Holocaust. It's a beautiful, lush forest, and it's out in the middle of no place. It's just lush green mountains wherever you see, wherever you look. It's just beautiful here. Beautiful monument.
They came and the Torchek and the Normands removed from the orphanage to the ghetto. When they reached the Torchek, for whatever reason, the man with the rock, you can see another figure. Behind the uppermost figure, you can see a recurring theme. You can see a menorah. The menorah, as the Jewish symbol, appears in a number of forms in this sculpture. If you look at this menorah, you will notice that the menorah is distorted. The right-hand branches are not in their proper relation to the rest of the menorah. That distortion is symbolic of the ongoing destruction at this point of European Jewry. If you look back on the side, you can see a man climbing a ladder, raising the flag which was to become the flag of the State of Israel. The ladder symbolizes Aliyah, literally ascent. In the ideal, the land of Israel is considered on a higher plane, on a higher level than any other land, and hence Hebrew speaks of Aliyah. When one comes to Israel, one comes up to Israel. The ladder therefore symbolizes the hope that even out of the destruction of European Jewry, there will be the surviving remnant who are privileged to come up to Israel. Look at the tanks, and you look back at the Jewish man with his rock, you will see that Rappaport has endowed that little Jewish man and his rock with much more power than he's given to the German tanks. The two uppermost figures are a recurring theme, the mother and child. In this instance, the mother and child who together are ascending heaven in the flames of the Warsaw Ghetto. Below, you can see the Jews in the concentration camps. You can see the hand about to strike. The hand is disembodied. Again, what Rappaport is saying is that he, Rappaport, cannot attribute real humanity to a hand which would perpetrate such deeds. You notice above is the one section where there are no figures. Looks like flames ascending to heaven. The word Holocaust is actually two Greek words. In the strict sense, the word and the two words mean entirely burnt. In the strict sense, Holocaust is the literal translation of Korban Olah. And Olah was entirely burnt on the altar. Akedat Yitzchak, Avram Avinu is asked, where are you, Yoni? It's a rerun. What does Avram Avinu ask?
Ask him.
Kachnat binchat yechidcha shahavta et Yitzchak, and?
I don't think I got that.
Yes, you told us when we were at Armon HaNetziv. What was Avram asked to do with Yitzchak?
In English or in Hebrew?
Sorry, English is easier for you, is it?
Yes, because I don't remember.
Okay. What is he asked to do?
To raise him for sacrifice.
Ha'alehu sham la'olah. Right?
Not to...
Ha'alehu sham la'olah. Avram Avinu in the Akedah was asked to put Yitzchak in the concentration camps. And finally, we have the surviving remnant leaving the camps. You'll notice these figures are the first figures whose eyes are raised. Up until now, objectively, the situation has been so hopeless that the Jews have not even allowed themselves a symbolic expression of lifting their eyes to heaven. Having survived, the Jews now express this optimism of looking up to heaven. Above, we can see the surviving remnant reaching Israel. You notice above on the left, you can see a rowboat being helped ashore by kibbutznikim. The rowboat symbolizes the Hapalah, which we dealt with at Atlit. The fact that the survivors attempted to reach Israel despite the British blockade. In some instances, ships not much more seaworthy than a rowboat. I mean, as Frank told us, the Exodus 1947 was used, had been used basically for a local run. It was not equipped to really on their way to Israel. Above, you can see another group of survivors being greeted as they reach Israel. Below the upper ship,
you can see a frum man who is expressing his joy at reaching Israel by kissing the soil. You will notice that he is left-handed. He's wearing his tefillin shelyana on the right arm. Right below the upper boat. Right? He has to be left-handed because there's a feeling of movement from the Holocaust to the state. The only way that Rappaport could have shown the tefillin shelyana on this side, without destroying the feeling of movement, was to make him left-handed. Below, this represents an olive tree. Olive trees are very special. Firstly, the olive is one of the Shiva Minim, one of the 7 species for which the Bible praises the land of Israel. Secondly, from the time of the end, I think one can easily see the rejuvenation of the olive tree as a symbol of the rejuvenation of the Jewish people, most especially recent history, where within 3 years of the end of the Holocaust, during which more than 1/3 of the Jewish population of the world was destroyed, within 3 years, with God's help, we were privileged to reestablish an independent state, which first thing to notice is this, the pekala and the walking stick. The pekala and the walking stick are the symbols of the wandering Jew. What Rappaport is saying is that having come home to Israel, there is no such thing any longer as a wandering Jew, therefore the symbols are left behind. At the bottom, you can see a woman representing the older generation, bidding farewell to the younger generation, which necessarily carries on the struggle. The idea is that every generation in its own way is participating. While the younger generation obviously are going to be the soldiers, they are going out with the support of the older generation. You also notice this is one of the first figures who's looking back, the opposite direction, as it were breaking the feeling of movement. What Rappaport is expressing, I think, is the idea that the soldier in 1948 drew his strength from looking into the past. The realization that he is the legitimate continuity of Jewish history, rather than something separate from the main flow of Jewish history, is what gave him strength. If you notice, beyond the soldier is a young couple. The wife is pregnant. The idea being that what's being done here is also being done for the future generations. Above, we can see the next story, the next chapter in the story of the mother and child. The mother and child who together have survived the Holocaust come to the land of Israel to have the child privileged to eat of the fruit of the land. You'll notice in her right hand, the child is holding a cluster of grapes. Grapes are another of the Shiva Minim, the 7 species for which the Bible praises the land of Israel. Above, you can see again the idea of the continuity. You can see one of the wounded being evacuated. You notice from the left a child, 2 older women representing the older generation, and 2 members of the younger generation, all together participating in the struggle. Above the uppermost group of guards, you can see olive trees, to which Rappaport has intentionally given the shape of the menorah. Above the olive trees, the rectangular structures on top of the stilts represent the water towers of the kibbutzim and moshavim, which during the War of Independence, out of necessity, were turned into military positions. On a background which suggests the stones of the Kotel, we see our paratroopers, the first Jews privileged to daven at the Kotel for a period of more than 19 years. Above you can see a very special menorah. This menorah is based upon the menorah which appears on the Arch of Titus. On the Arch of Titus, which stands, until today, stands next to the Colosseum in Rome, the Romans were so thrilled that they finally defeated us, destroyed the second Bet HaMikdash, that they built a triumphal arch. On the Arch of Titus you see Roman soldiers carrying off as spoils to Rome vessels from the temple, most prominently the menorah. What Rappaport has done is 1,900 years later, Rappaport has Israeli soldiers returning the menorah. 2 things to note. You see the soldier on the left side is wearing a helmet. The soldier in front is wearing a funny-looking cap. This was a stocking cap which was worn by the Palmachniks in the War of Independence. What Rappaport is saying is that the victory in 1967 stems in a way from the victory in 1948, and the soldier in 1948 has made his contribution to the victory in 1967 as well. More importantly, you'll notice behind the menorah there is a bearded figure who is supporting the menorah, preventing it from falling.
Given Rappaport's approach, I have little doubt that that bearded figure represents somebody like Eliyahu Hanavi. The idea is not so much that our soldiers are returning the menorah, bringing it back, but that God has decided that it is time to send it back. If you need any further proof of Rappaport's approach, you will notice above the menorah there's an angel hovering, blowing his trumpet, the Chetzotzra, to celebrate the victory. Above him, a group of young Israelis who are dancing the Hora as part of their celebration. The branch is a symbol of peace. This sculpture was completed before the Yom Kippur War was forced to fight. Above, you can see the final chapter in the story of the mother and child. The mother and child who together have survived the Holocaust come to the land of Israel to have the child privileged to eat of the fruit of the land, only to have the child wounded in the battle for Yerushalayim in 1967. To the right, you can see a man wearing flowing robes and a crown, playing his harp. My namesake, King David, participating in the celebration. Above King David and above the wounded soldier, the mother and child, you can see a flagpole. Flagpole, you will notice, is supported on the left-hand side by 2 soldiers, on the right side by 3 angels. Clearly what Rappaport is saying is that in his opinion, the divine element in the victory in 1967 outweighs the human element. Here below we have another soldier. You'll notice this soldier also, like the 1948 soldier on the opposite side, this soldier is looking back. The idea is the same. In 1967, as in 1948, the soldier drew his strength to fight and with God's help to be victorious from looking into the Jewish past. The realization that he, the soldier in 1967, the paratrooper at the Kotel, is the continuity of Jewish history, is what gave him the strength. Above, you can see there is an arm. If you look back, you can see our bearded figure, the same figure who was supporting the menorah. If you look back, his left arm is outstretched, as if he's calling all Jews to come to Yerushalayim. In effect saying, now that all of Yerushalayim belongs to us, it's time for Jews to come home. Above him there's a representation of a rainbow. The rainbow, since the end of Noah's flood, is a symbol of God's promise never again to destroy the entire world by flood, and as such a symbol of peace. On the inside, on this side in the
battery is just going dead. It's just...
If he's outside in the city in Jerusalem, let's say, 10 minutes, in the we'll have to be in the mountains.
Inside Yad Vashem, this is a memorial to the Holocaust. Here you can see the names of all the concentration camps, main concentration camps. Dachau, Bergen-Belsen, Jaworski. Dedicated to the victims of the Holocaust. It is deathly quiet in here. People only speak in whispers. The flame burns eternally for those who perished in the Holocaust. This is known as Yad Vashem, and the buildings offer different things for remembrance here from the Holocaust. This is the building we were just in, where the eternal flame is lit all the time. This is a statue dedicated to the glory of the Jewish soldiers who fought and died against the Nazis. Notice how there's a spear through the center that forms a star, Mogen David. city of Jerusalem from high above in Yad Vashem. Just a breathtaking view of Jerusalem and the valleys below. It's all modern city out there, modern new part of Jerusalem. You get so close, you can see the people in the street and the cars and the traffic. Yad Vashem is so quiet. You can hear a pin drop up here. It's a beautiful memorial to the Holocaust. Look at the righteous. Here, a tree is planted for the name of every non-Jew who helped the Jews escape the Nazis during the war. These are names of non-Jews, righteous people. Fortunately, there were too few of this type of person. Just a few that I'm photographing. Here is one in particular that might interest you. This is Raoul Wallenberg, who helped over 800,000 Jews escape the Nazis in Hungary. He was captured by the Russians after the war, and he's never been heard of since. Very great man. Swedish banking family. He hid them. I'll tell you a story of it another time. The walk of the righteous. There aren't enough of this kind of people. Garden of the Righteous, Allies of Justice. The Walk of the Righteous. A fitting memorial. Children who perished in the Holocaust. 1.5 million Jewish children. This is the most touching memorial I've ever seen. They read the names of the children off in a dark room that you can't see, 24 hours a day. Candles burn for the children. You can't see anything in this monument. I was never so touched in my life. Area that's being built here at Yad Vashem. It's going to become the valley of the destroyed communities of Europe that were destroyed by the Nazis. It's under construction now. Yad Vashem is a huge complex and a huge monument with many museums built to honor the dead and the Holocaust and those that perished in the Holocaust. You're not allowed to take pictures inside, otherwise I'd have more pictures of what these exhibits look like. We just came from the the memorial to the children. 1.5 million children died in the Holocaust, and it was the most moving experience ever imaginable. Anyone who comes to Israel and doesn't see it has to be insane. Beautiful up here. Every tree planted here at Yad Vashem is planted for the righteous. Those people, they have plaques. Each tree has a plaque. Each bush and each tree has a plaque dedicated to a name of someone who helped Jews survive the Holocaust. Every tree you see, all over. It's an incredible sight to see. This is a monument dedicated to Raoul Wallenberg. Read what it says.
Me?
No, I'm talking to Grandpa. Raoul Wallenberg, it's estimated that he saved the lives of 800,000 Jews in Hungary. He was a righteous Gentile. And he's honored here at this monument in Israel. He also has a tree on the Walk of the Righteous.
Yep.
Can you see? Pull the thing out.
Yeah, it's on.
Can you see good?
Yep. Why'd it say end on it?
Because the tape is almost ended.
What's that?
What's what?
That thing I'm pointing at. The hotel?
I don't know what it is. It's a building. A lot of buildings. I don't know what they are. So peaceful here.
How you like Israel?
Love it. Love it. Wait till I tell Fern that I'm coming home. We're going to go move to a kibbutz. And she's going to be a kibbutznik. Not only a boshnik, she's going to be a kibbutz. A park in Jerusalem. What's today's date, Paul?
July 19th.
July 19th. And we're going to go home tomorrow. We're in a beautiful park with a windmill. And it's gorgeous here, as usual. Because every day is gorgeous here in Jerusalem. Most beautiful city I've ever seen in my life. We want to get some more shots in before we leave. Just beautiful. Everything. You should see some of the parks they've built here. Just gorgeous. I don't know what that means over there. Some kind of memorial. Let's see if we can get a close-up of that.
Western Wall.
That's not the Western Wall.
Over there.
Here we can see the old city from this park.
That's the old city?
That's the old city.
But isn't the Western Wall inside of it?
This hotel is inside, in the Jewish quarter. In Jerusalem, in the same park we were in, kids are allowed to swim in here. What they do? We've got all kinds of little animal figurines over here. The kids are having a ball. Every day is swimming day here in Jerusalem.
Here we have a lion spitting water from its mouth. Hello, hello. Another lion.
Yeah, shut it off. You turning it off now? It's on?
All around, the kids are having a ball. Looks like mostly Arab kids.
You turning it off?
Independence Park in Jerusalem. It's a beautiful park. I'm going to show you some more of what they do here in Israel as far as making things for children. But last night we saw people dancing after Shabbat here, which is gorgeous. This is, as I say, Independence Square Park. Guess what we see a picture of over here? Look straight ahead and see what we see a picture of. This is a replica of the Liberty Bell that you see in Philadelphia. Seems to be a great admirer of Americans. And there is a copy of the Liberty Bell. Israel, they play lots of basketball. Let's see if we can get a shot of those basketball courts. Lots of boys play basketball here, just like in the United States. And they know all the American basketball stars. In the distance is the Larom Hotel, which next time we stay in Israel we probably will be staying there. It's beautiful, even nicer than the Moriah where we stayed, which is not a bad hotel either. Take a look at that. There's an Ethiopian Jew with a yarmulke. The country is loaded with Ethiopians. I want people to see that. To see Schwarzer here in this country, it's incredible. They're good citizens still.
Yeah, what did you say that for?
This is, read that, Jerry the Dragon. And look at him over here. The kids play on him and they have a ball. It's the sea monster. The kids play on and climb on. They're all over here. This park is composed of lots of little nooks and crannies with each little individual sitting area and parks and playthings. Kids go crazy here. Again, look at the size of that guy. Get Paul, climb on him. Go climb on him.
Yeah.
Stick that on my shoulder. Go on, go climb on. Jerry the Dragon. I don't care. Children running to play with Jerry the Dragon. You like that ball? Look at that giant caterpillar Paul's about to climb on. I don't know, what is it, a praying mantis or something? What? Sure, go. Oh, wow. Now that don't look cool. Don't that look cool? Pool at the Larom.
One time, don't...
Ready for me?
But I want to take this thing.
Well, come on, I want to get a picture of you.
Where are you?
Right here.
Oh,
Got me?
I think so.
Put it on yet?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, here I am. Independence Court in Jerusalem. Climbing on the praying mantis. Got a picture of me there?
Mm-hmm.
Hey gang, what time is it? Having a great time in Jerusalem, gang. Loving it here. We'll come back for sure. Want to come back, Paul?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Great time. All right, you get enough pictures in there?
Wait.
Just remember that Paul Boschner is the one who's taking these pictures right now at this very moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, if the camera wobbles, if the camera shakes, if there's anything cockeyed that comes out wrong on this thing, it's the fault of Paul Michael Boschner, and we can all blame him. Cut. Library, right in the middle of a park. A library for children.
How come there's no books?
There's books inside. It's locked away. It goes down inside.
Mm-hmm. Let me get a picture of that whale.
That's not a whale. It's the back of the cabin of the praying mantis.
Oh. I took a picture. I took a picture now at this hotel over here.
Well,
where's the zoom?
You can move in and out with this button right here.
Oh, okay.
One side goes in, the other side goes out.
License plate. Now you're far away. Now you're close.
Really true. It's really so true.
Where?
Passport.
No. Wait.
Shut it off if you want to wait.
Wait, I just want to do something. What hotel is this? Now it's close up with these.
trying to get some shots over here.
Do something.
We're back in the good old USA, back at 106 McVeigh Avenue, and Paul is going to tell us how he liked this trip. What did he like the best on the trip?
The Dead Sea.
The Dead Sea? Tell us about it.
You can float in it, and you put mud on yourself, and you go in a mineral bath too.
Uh-huh.
And you float in, I didn't stay in there that long, and you got water in my eyes.
You got water in your eyes? I thought you didn't get wet. I thought you were very careful to avoid that.
A little bit, but I washed it out.
Mm-hmm. Now what about Israel? What did you think of Israel in general?
Good.
Just good, huh?
Yeah.
Then didn't really have a really good time, or?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was pretty good. Would you like to do it again?
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing besides the Dead Sea?
I don't know. Swimming.
Swimming, that's all? All the things in Israel, the best thing was swimming.
Maybe, I don't know. Dead Sea.
Swimming in the Dead Sea. Did you like climbing up to Masada?
No, too high.
How about Hebron?
Yeah, that was okay.
Walking around Jerusalem?
Yeah, that was good too.
Going in the old city and seeing the Arab section? All that history that we saw? Can't you hold still while I talk to you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so tell us that it's good to be back in the good old U.S.
It's good to be back here.
In where?
United States.
In the USA, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. That's it then. Take care. And that's officially the end of our adventure.